I'm hitting record.
Hello, everyone. For the people that don't know me, my name is Talia Smith, and today I've got some really exciting news. And a lot of you have been following me on Facebook, and something that's very dear to my heart that I've just taken on, and it's about Bitcoin. And a lot of people are wondering what Bitcoin is and how it all works. And today I'm going to introduce you to the most fabulous person on this earth. Her name is Pam Greenhill, aka Miss Fabulous. She is the founder of the 28 Days of Awesomeness. She's an absolute godsend, an inspirational leader, and I'm so glad that she is my sponsor for Bitcoin. And she has donated her time tonight to give you this valuable information. So welcome, Miss Fabulous.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yes, very good. And look, I want to thank you for jumping online with me today to give our viewers and the new viewers a little bit more information about Bitcoin.
Oh, so welcome. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So before we start talking about your 28 days, because I know you're flat out with that and you've been doing awesome work there, so I will get to that.
Okay.
Now, first of all, I would like to ask you, so Bitcoin, I mean, it's skyrocketing, it's going great guns. A lot of people have blossomed through this, but what is Bitcoin? Because there's so many different cryptocurrencies out there, but how will the individuals benefit by investing in Bitcoin?
Okay. Well, first off, Bitcoin was invented by a bunch of geeks for gamers, which was awesome because it gave them the opportunity to use an online currency to purchase game stuff, premium game things within the games that they were playing without having to worry about borrowing mum or dad's credit card and stuff like this. So it gave a separate area for people to be able to give their kids a safe place for them to be able to purchase premium items. And from there, it's kind of turned into something else.
Yeah.
Where, it's now available to be used throughout hundreds of different companies. Amazon's looking at it, eBay's looking at it. Japan has now declared it legal tender, which means that you can go into any store in Japan or use any of their services and pay using Bitcoin.
Awesome.
Which is fantastic because you don't have to go through any of the palaver of changing currencies and all this kind of thing. It's just a nice universal currency that everybody can use.
Perfect.
So yeah,
we're going there, Miss Fabulous.
Yeah. To buy a $50 apple. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Yeah, no, Japan, let's do it. Yeah.
Perfect. Put it on our bucket list. Yeah.
Absolutely. But I think because Bitcoin as well was invented for a purpose, it was created for a purpose rather than just being a cryptocurrency. I think that's why I feel personally, and other people feel more personally, that it is stable, whereas a lot of the ones that are skyrocketing to silly money they've just been created for the sake of creating a cryptocurrency. They haven't had an actual purpose behind them. Whereas Bitcoin's been out for around 10 years.
Yep.
And I remember my son had actually bought some at one point. He's now kicking himself because he gave away that game and those Bitcoin. And at that point, they were only worth $20 a pop. So, whereas now they're up somewhere between $19,000 and $20,000 for a whole one. But it's a good thing to invest in because you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. And the way that I've invested in it is that I have bought packages of Bitcoin to be mined through a Bitcoin mining company that then takes your package of Bitcoin, adds it to their own, and does whatever it is on their mining servers or whatever to create more Bitcoin. So you have that package for 140 days or until it reaches 140% profit.
Yep.
At that point, you can then rebuy.
Mm-hmm.
Or at any point when you've got to the point where you can actually rebuy a new package, you can rebuy at any point, or you can set up the software to actually rebuy for you, which means that in general, even if you just bought one packet, which would be around about 80 Australian dollars, which in the long run isn't a lot of money. We pay more for a pair of shoes in a lot of cases than we would, something like that. So for someone who wants to invest in something but doesn't have a lot of money, it's a really good way to go. Because what happens is that around about halfway through your 140 days, if you've only got one package, you then have enough profit to buy another package, which means then you have two packages working for you. So it's a cumulative thing. And after around about 3 to 4 years, you are then looking at what I would call silly money for an investment like that, where you're looking at, you have then got an income coming in from it of 6 figures, which, like I said, it's a cumulative effect, and it doesn't matter how much that you invest. Obviously, you'll get to that point a lot quicker if you invest more. But even for the person like myself who has only had enough to maybe invest in one package, it's worth doing because you can watch it and you can see what it's doing, and you know that it's going to do what it says it's going to do on the box, because you can watch it happen. I wouldn't suggest sitting there every day watching it 3 or 4 times a day because you're not going to see anything new. But even if you just looked at it once a week and you just go, oh, look, oh, I've got, I'm that much closer,
So daily it grows at 1%. Is that right?
It's anywhere between 6 and 1%, depending on what the level Bitcoin is on at the time. If it's a high level like it is at the moment, between 19 and 20 grand, it's going to be around about the 6% mark that you're going to be getting, 6 to 7%. When it dropped down to $9,000 for one Bitcoin just before Christmas, I was on 1.25% profit per day that was occurring. And that, I have no problem with that. I'm not going to argue with that in any way, shape or form.
Because it's still growing, isn't it?
So it's still growing, absolutely. And it's easier to mine as it's lower in whatever. But it's an interesting concept. And to be honest, it's like any investment, but thankfully it's one that you can actually use. So you can use it in everyday life. It's not something that you can, you have to think, oh, well, I've got to leave it there for 12 months or whatever. If you got yourself to the point where you've got about 240 packs, you can actually start pulling out a full-time income on 30%, of what's coming in, which is an incredible thing. How many investments can you get that does that?
And it's completely different to like the bank shares and the investment, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it's not attached to the Federal Reserve banks in any way. It's not the only way that it's connected in any way, shape or form is that when you have a Bitcoin wallet, you can purchase yourself a debit card, which is usually done through Visa or MasterCard, and you can pull the money out with that. Or you can use it in stores that accept Visa or MasterCard or whatever or online shopping or whatever, and just pay for it using Bitcoin. You do it that way. The company that we're involved with, in the third quarter, I think it is, will be having their own card so that will be able to be used within stores, which is great. It's perfect. Exactly what you need.
It's been the best investment that I've done, and coming to you and explaining it, because I for one, like a lot of people, had a lot of fear And that's probably to do with losing money because
Yeah.
it's something new, and it's cryptocurrency, which a lot of people don't understand. But,
Yeah.
you know, how can you clarify to bring peace of mind that, you know, people aren't, you know, to stop the fear of people of going, well, you know, we're going to lose money. What's your suggestions, or how would you give people the peace of mind?
Okay. The one thing that I can say is this, okay, you never invest more than you're willing to lose, ever. And it doesn't matter whether it's stocks and shares, Bitcoin, any other cryptocurrency, whatever. If you can't afford to lose that money, you don't invest it, period. Okay?
Yep.
If you're not sure, put in the least amount of money you possibly can, or
Yep.
the least amount that you're willing to do. You know, if you're lucky enough to have $10,000 that you want to put into it, only put 10% of that in. Watch what happens with just having the 10 packs at once. Or, you know, if you're like me and you find yourself with an extra sort of $100 or whatever, go and get yourself one pack and just sit on it for 12 months and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because, you know, at the end of the day, $80 is, there's clothing that costs more than that, there's shoes that cost more than that, and that we buy on an everyday basis. There is all sorts of things that we could use that money for, and that's fine, and we do what we have to do with our money. But if we have a little bit left over and we're sitting there looking at it going, well, it's not big enough to start an investment bank account with, let's try this and see what happens. And then just sit there and hit the rebuy button. It'll do it all automatically. You don't even have to look at it for 12 months if you don't want to. And just look at it in 12 months' time and have a look at what's actually happened with it. Because I think you'll end up with a really, really amazing surprise.
And that's it. What's 3 months? What's 3 months or 140 days? What's 3 months? Because, you know, 3 months goes by so quickly. I mean, this year has rolled on so quickly. So, you know, just by putting in $80, like you said, I mean, people can go to the casino and gamble $80 or more, you know. Well,
so you spend more than that on a night out, don't you? Let's be reasonable.
Exactly.
I mean, you go out and you have a drink, and it costs you anywhere between $8 and $12 for a drink. You know, let alone anything else, whether you go out and have dinner or whatever. I'm not saying don't do those things. Go do those things. That's fine. Go have some fun. But, you know, it's looking at things in perspective, you know, and at the end of the day, it's not a lot of money.
No,
you know, and it can change the lives of normal, everyday people. And that's what I love about it, because that's why I'm doing it. It's because it's something that you don't have to be rich to do.
Yeah.
You don't.
And tell me something, Pam, like you haven't lifted a finger since you started. Like you haven't done anything, have you? Like you haven't gone out there and told the world. Just, as soon as you invested your small amount, you've just gone out there and just left it. And
absolutely,
you've in that, you know, 6 months period, you've seen it just skyrocketed. Unbelievably.
Absolutely. The person who brought me into it, he's gone from 10 packets to 240 in 3 months. You know, he's worked hard at it though. I will admit that. He's been very, very hard working with it. He's worked with other people. Other people have, you know, come in and what have you. And he's reaping the rewards of that, which is great, you know, because he's doing it the proper way. He's doing it all legally. There's no issues. But that's the thing. That's the thing with it. There's also somebody that I know that I met on one of our big sponsors calls, who hasn't put any money into it at all, but he became an affiliate. And an affiliate means that you get commissions on certain, you know, if you have direct people underneath you that have come in with you. You don't have to be an affiliate, but he's now getting an income from affiliate income.
Yeah.
And he hasn't actually bought any Bitcoin for himself, which I just think that mind boggles me, because I think even people who don't even have that $80, if they've got a group of people around them that they know that they can help, that they know that this is something that they could work with, that's incredible. But like I said, you don't have to be an affiliate.
Yeah.
You can just buy your packets, sit on them, and watch what happens.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It really, really is.
And I mean, I haven't come into an online business like this before. I mean, because you've always had to work it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of people also find it difficult, because they think it's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
But one person mentioned that to me. But Pam, like Miss Fabulous, it's not a pyramid scheme, is it?
It really isn't a pyramid scheme. Because cryptocurrency is classified under stocks and shares and all that kind of thing, there are very strict rules that come with it. And if it was seen by any country whatsoever as some kind of Ponzi scheme, which is what it is, would be the expression under stocks and shares would be, it would not be allowed to be run. It wouldn't.
No.
The affiliate scheme has 12 levels to it, so that whoever you bring into it is one of your directs underneath you. Yes, you do get a commission on packs if they purchase packs and such like, which is fine, but that only goes for 12 levels. And, you know, you can have as many direct people as you want. You can do that if you want to do that. That's entirely up to you. They can do it or not do it.
Yeah.
It's not like if you're going into something like, I don't know, I'm trying to think now, Amway. Okay, that's my big one, Amway. You know, they push for you to sign people up. And then they have to sign, they pushed for you to sign up 3 people, and those 3 people had to sign up 3 people, and it had to work that way. This does not have to work that way.
No.
If you choose not to be an affiliate, you don't become an affiliate, but it doesn't matter whether you're direct people that come through you or choose you as their sponsor. You can sign up to the company yourself without even having to go through anybody else. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise it wouldn't be allowed to run.
Yeah.
You know, because
And that's perfect, because you can go to work and you've got the freedom that you can do like your arts and focus on your 28 days of awesomeness. So you can do that, and Bitcoin in the background is just working for you. So you can just focus on what you need to do, and you know that Bitcoin is just working in your favor.
Absolutely. It's the ultimate in passive income. And I think that's what everybody strives for, is to have something that is a passive income that you don't have to work hard at, that you don't have to put a lot of energy into. I have medical conditions that mean that in the long run, I will not be able to work, even doing the props and things that I do, or even 28 days of awesome. It means that I need to have an income that I can rely on, that's going to give me the standard of living that I need and deserve at the end of the day, you know, without having to worry about signing medical certificates every year and going and being poked and prodded and all of this kind of stuff, because who wants that? I don't want to be living on benefits.
Yeah. And worrying where your next income
exactly.
comes from. And I think a lot of people around the world that have a 9-to-5 job do worry about that, because they're relying on that sole income, or if they're doing something as an entrepreneur, they are sort of pushing to get to that final result. And sometimes it can go well, it may go great.
Yeah.
But too, by having Bitcoin, it just helps that mind, because you know how safe and secure it all is, and just by investing whatever you can afford is going to help Miss Fabulous in the long run. And
absolutely. Exactly.
That's perfect.
And there are no words to describe. I mean, I've done pretty much everything that you can do to have a passive income. You know, there's all sorts of different things that people do to have a passive income, and I've tried pretty much all of them. I've come down to the top 3, and frankly, Bitcoin is right up there. You know, the books that I produce and the work that I do, that's still work, and I still have to do it. Once it's produced and stuff, then it becomes a passive income, but the work has to come first. And there's days where I can't, you know, so it could take longer than expected, which is not always a great thing, but because you miss deadlines and what have you. But yeah, it is worth, so it is life changing. If you allow it to be, it is life changing. Yeah.
Excellent. I think the viewers are going to be, all the newbies will be very excited to hear all of this. And this is what brings me to my next question.
Okay.
I was listening to Casey, and he was talking about UC Tech. Now, there's a lot of yoo-ha going on about UC Tech.
Yes.
And the way how he explained it. Now, I'm ever, and you are the same, that very grateful and very honoured to be, you know, a part of his team.
Yes.
Because the way how he explained it really sort of made UC Tech still standing today. So, you know, can you just touch base a little bit about UC Tech and what sort of went on there, please?
What with the stuff with the USA and Canada?
Yeah. Okay. And also, so what can the USA and Canada do to join us?
Okay, at the moment, USATEC, because of a situation that occurred with two guys in Texas, where they decided to take advantage of the affiliate system, and they set up multiple accounts so that if they just bought one, they ended up with all 33% of the commission from that one pack, amongst other things like, and these are things that are illegal and against the terms and conditions of the company as well. They'd set up websites where they basically said that they were part of USATEC, that, you know, and they were bringing people in through direct marketing and such like, through affiliate links, because if you're an affiliate, you get your own affiliate link. They were using that. They were using banner ads. They were doing all sorts of things that they shouldn't be doing. And at the end of the day, it brought to the attention the Stocks and Shares Commission, basically, in the States, whatever it's called. And because they said that they were USATEC, when they set up their company name, they said so-and-so and USATEC. USATEC were brought into it. Due to that, they have basically cut ties with the US and Canada at this point. They are paying out everything. Anyone who has packages, etc., in the States or Canada at the moment will be paid out with all of their commissions, and their, you know, they can't gain commissions anymore and they can't buy new packs, but they will at the culmination of their packs reaching their 140 days, they will have all their monies returned to them, which is brilliant, and it's the way it should be.
Yes.
USATEC have a legal team that's working within the States now to make sure that all the dots are dotted, that the T's are crossed, everything's done, that there will be absolutely no reason for anything to come back on the company, because that's the way it has to be. And unless and until they can be 150% sure that everything's right, above board, and totally, and that the commission themselves are happy that everything is above board and there's nothing untoward or whatever, then the USA and Canada are basically cut off at this point. However, there is no official word. They are hoping that in the future, once this is all sorted out, that they will be able to open up to the USA and Canada again. They are only open up to 70 countries. It's not every country in the world that's able to go into USATEC, but I think they did the right thing personally. They've stood by their ethics and their morals of their company. They have stood by everybody in the company, all their clients and their customers and their affiliates and everybody, and taken the stand and gone, do you know what? Until this is sorted, we're going to make sure everybody's safe. and they've done that, and that is great. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that have belittled them and gone, oh, well, it's a scam and this is why it's happened and all of this, but they haven't bothered to find out the real story. They've just jumped on and been quite happy to belittle a company they know nothing about because it's not the company they're with. And that to me shows me more about them than it does about the company that I'm with. And I am just more than happy to be with the company that I'm with,
Definitely.
because they're willing to take a stand like that. And yeah, that makes me feel safe.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I totally agree with where you're coming from. I mean, you can't scam something until you know the full facts.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, how that saying is, what comes around goes around. So, you know, you do wrong, it comes back to bite you. Not just
absolutely.
over, it's 10 times over. So, you know, I'm very grateful too, like you said, with UC Tech, what they did, because it's removed a lot of negativity.
Yeah.
Because, you know, this is a positive company, and they want positive people in here to achieve, the average people to achieve. And I commend UC Tech, I commend Casey for saying it, and you, because I think a lot of people that be watching this will realise that how, you know, UC Tech is still used around in Australia, New Zealand, wherever else. So, you know, it's not a scam. If it was a scam, well, everything would be gone.
Oh, absolutely. Everything would be gone. The money would be gone. Everything would be just gone.
So you're saying with the Canadians and the Yanks that they just can't join us just yet. They just have to wait for a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. So also just with the wallet, so it's very important that when we join that we need a wallet. So, and is it the same wallet for every country, or is
not every country has the same wallet? Down here in Australia and New Zealand, we tend to use CoinJar.
Yes.
The one that's used in the UK and Europe a lot is Zappo. There's other ones for different countries. It just depends on where you are and what you're doing. But that's where you put your cash from your bank into that wallet. Each wallet will have its own debit card that you can purchase, which tends to be around $99 to $100. But that's your card then. You know, so you have full access to your money in that wallet at any time and can use it.
Perfect.
So it usually each wallet tends to have a cash section and a Bitcoin section, and you can transfer your cash at that point to Bitcoin, and then at that point you attach it to your USI Tech account, and that's where you can purchase your mining packages from there.
Perfect. Okay, so that's the importance of CoinJar or having a wallet, because I have been asked that a few times. So it's just knowing where you are, the country that you're in, and it works in your own currency, doesn't it?
It does work in your own currency, absolutely. Or wherever you are in the world. You know, if you've got your debit card, then it can be used anywhere. Anywhere.
So it just transfers over.
Absolutely,
So, and also just one last thing with UC Tech. Now, that's not sitting on top of the leaderboard, isn't it?
It is. At the moment, it is on the, let me just pull it up on my little doodah. Yep, it is on top of the direct selling companies, Alexa Ranks, top 200. It is now number 1.
Awesome.
We are at number 1.
And that just goes to show you that UC Tech isn't a scam. It's actually doing great guns around the world. And, you know, it's not what people have been saying. So if you have been listening to people that have saying that, you know, UC Tech is a scam, whatever, don't listen to them, because that's being negative. Listen to the people, or get your information right, true and correct before you go your mouth.
Absolutely. It's like with anything, you don't put your money into something that you don't research. I've been watching Bitcoin for a number of years, ever since I first purchased some for my own son, and that was just for his gaming and what have you. But I've been watching it, and I've watched the documentaries, and I've watched what people have been doing with it. And I've sat back and I've sat back and I've sat back and I've sort of, well, I could have done this 10 years ago. Sure, I could. But let's do it now.
Yep, exactly.
There's nothing to stop you doing it now and having the same results.
Exactly.
It is what it is, Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, this information is going to resonate with a lot of people, because I think the people that have got a lot of fear or questions or whatever, I think this has really clarified a lot of the answers to our little Zoom call tonight. And, you've been doing some fabulous things, Miss Fabulous. Now, I've been following you on Facebook, Instagram, I'm right there.
Yeah, you're my own personal little stalker. It's great.
Yes, a little stalker I am, but you bring so much value, so much inspiration to what you do. And with your 28 days of awesomeness, which you can follow Pam or Miss Fabulous, I call her Miss Fabulous, on Facebook as well. And she has also got an awesome book out as well, because it's something that, when you purchase it, you can do things daily. And Pam's only too happy to jump on Zoom or a phone call, depending on where you are and time zone. But she's happy to help you out and guide you through, because not only is she, an awesome person, she's helped me in a lot of ways, and I'm very grateful. So just tell us a little bit about 28 Days of Awesomeness, Miss Fabulous.
Okay, well, 28 Days of Awesome is based on the actual biological way that our brains work. Okay, we are able to create new neural pathways in our brain within 21 days. Okay, and they're nice and they're there, but they're quite spiderwebby. 28 days, they become permanent. All right, so if you want to change the way that you're thinking about things, become less negative and start looking at more positive, what 28 days does is it gives you 3 tasks to do every day, and you do those tasks, and those tasks help to produce these new neural pathways in your brain, so you actually start to look at the world in a different way. And the way that you start looking at this world in a different way and start seeing the positive and not worrying about the negative, it helps reduce fear and anxiety and depression, and it starts to help you to be able to move through life and actually see it for what it is, and not for what everybody in the mainstream media or magazines or any of that kind of stuff is trying to throw at you, because it's a big fear factory that is not a great thing. But so the book leads you through. Here it is. This is the book. Ta-da! Yay! It is produced through lulu.com, so it's available on the website there, but it's also available through amazon.com as well. And I believe Barnes and Noble, which is kind of exciting.
Wow.
So they will order it in for you. It goes through, it is in big print, and it is in big print so that people who have issues with reading, whether it's because of eyesight or maybe dyslexia or something like that, it's a lot easier for you to read. And so the first half of it goes through different tasks and why and what have you. And then the last half of it is a journal. So you can write down your progress per day of what you've done, the tasks you've done, and that kind of thing. And so you have that to look back on. So it's there, it's ready to go, and crack on. Go buy my book.
Awesome. And this is also to what helped me, clarify myself about Bitcoin as well. So by following you on Facebook and watching your lives, every Monday, it made me realize that, hey, what's the point of sitting back and in fear when I can just go, just put it in, just do it. put one foot in
Absolutely.
front of the other. And I think that's what
Absolutely.
really helped me change my mind
Yeah.
with the way of thinking and just doing it. So I really commend you on that one, Miss Fabulous, because
We do have some exciting things coming up. At the moment, there's nothing happening in January. The lives aren't happening in January because obviously I've had issues with getting the ABN number set up, but we will be looking at in February. They will be sorted out and the lives will be back on Mondays. I will also be setting up online workshops and possibly in-person workshops in the Brisbane area, or possibly in other centralised areas like Newcastle or Melbourne or whatever, if we can get enough people involved that would be willing to do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, so look out for them. We're also going to, through 28 Days of Awesome, do a program where people learn to write a business plan, so that if you want to start your own business and that's part of your dreams to do that, you can actually slowly work your way through step by step and understand that a business plan is not just figures and numbers. It's actually it's the handler's book for your business. It's how it runs on a day-to-day basis.
Yep.
It's everything, you know, and yeah, so it's worth doing. Definitely worth doing.
Awesome. Yeah. Fabulous, because what we'll do also for the new ones that are listening in is we'll put your link and also your 28 days of awesomeness, your page as well there. So people can find you a lot easier because now the surname is Greenhill, so it's Pam Greenhill.
Yes, it is.
Look to Miss Fabulous on Facebook because you won't find it. So
no, you won't find Miss Fabulous.
So yeah, it's Pam Greenhill. But we'll also put her 28 Days of Awesomeness down the bottom. And look, for the ones that are looking forward or investing in Bitcoin, get in contact with us. We're more than happy to help you out.
Absolutely.
Because as Pam was saying and myself, we do think this is the best thing since sliced bread, and it's really helped us in the last 6 months, growing and learning and doing our other things and so I want to thank you, Miss Fabulous, for jumping online with me tonight and
you're more than welcome, darling.
sharing your wonderful thoughts and your inspiration. So look, wherever you are in the world watching this, have a fabulous night or day, and Pam and I will speak to you soon.
Yay. Bye.
Bye.